A prayer for your patience. For me to you, my beloved, come closer. Sit with me for a moment. Let the noise quiet. Let the urgency loosen its grip. Let the ache in your chest be acknowledged without judgment. I see the weight you carry, and I do not ask you to pretend it is light. I pray now for your patience, not the brittle kind that clenches its jaw and waits resentfully, but the living patience that breathes, that trusts, that rests even while the storm still speaks. I pray that you endure your trials with grace and with faith, not because they are easy, but because you are not alone within them. I know how tired you are. I know how long you've been waiting for answers, for relief, for clarity, for change. I know the silent question you ask when no one else is listening. How much longer? I have asked that question too. I asked it in the garden with sweat like blood on my skin, while heaven felt painfully quiet. So do not think I am unfamiliar with your waiting. I pray that you learn patience not as punishment, but as communion. Patience is not delay without meaning. It is presence that refuses to abandon you while meaning is still forming. I pray that when your days feel stretched thin by repetition, when progress feels invisible, when your prayers seem to echo back unchanged, you remember this. Unseen roots are still growing. What you cannot yet touch is still becoming real. I pray that you stop mistaking slowness for absence. I am with you in the waiting. I am with you in the unanswered questions. I am with you in the long nights when faith feels more like endurance than joy. I pray that your patience is anchored not in your strength, but in mine. Your strength will fail you at times. This is not a flaw. It is human. But my strength does not erode with time. It does not weaken under pressure. It does not run out when the days blur together. Lean into me when you feel yourself fraying. Let me hold the parts of you that are tempted to rush the process, to force outcomes, to control what was never meant to be carried alone. I pray that you release the belief that everything depends on you. It is not. I am working in ways you cannot yet perceive, in layers deeper than your awareness, in timing wiser than your urgency. Patience is trust wearing work clothes. I pray that you learn to trust me even when your circumstances argue against hope, when the healing hasn't arrived yet, when the door remains closed, when the apology you deserve never comes, when a future you imagine dissolves and leaves you grieving something no one else knew you were holding. I pray that you do not confuse patience with passivity. You are not called to silence your pain or deny your longing. Speak to me honestly. Cry if you need to. Question if you must. I'm not threatened by your truth. I already know it. Patience does not mean pretending everything is fine. It means staying connected to me while everything is still unfolding. I pray that grace grows in you as patience grows. Grace for yourself when you feel weak. Grace for others when they move slower than you wish or faster than you can follow. Grace for the process when it refuses to be tidy or predictable. I know how easily impatience can turn into self-criticism. I see how quickly you judge yourself for not being further along by now. Let me speak clearly. Growth is not linear, and holiness is not measured by speed. I am far more interested in your heart than your timeline. I pray that you stop rushing yourself out of seasons meant to teach you tenderness. Some lessons can only be learned slowly. Some strengths are forged only through endurance. Some wisdom is born only when answers take time. I pray that when frustration rises in you, when delays feel personal, when obstacles feel unfair, You remember that waiting is not wasted time in my kingdom. Nothing surrendered to me is ever wasted. Every moment you choose faith over fear, trust over control, love over resentment, you are being formed. I pray that you learn to wait without hardening. Waiting can make a heart brittle if it closes in on itself. I pray instead that your heart stays soft. Soft enough to listen. Soft enough to forgive. Soft enough to hope again, even after disappointment. I pray that patience teaches you how to remain open without bleeding out. There will be days when patience feels impossible, when your nerves are raw, when your faith feels thin, when your prayers sound more like sighs than sentences. On those days, let your patience be nothing more than staying. Staying with me. Staying in the conversation. Staying rooted even when you don't feel strong. That is enough. I pray that you stop believing patience means silence from me. Often, I am closest when I seem quiet. Seeds do not grow louder before they break the soil. Trust that my work in you is happening beneath the surface, unseen but unstoppable. I pray that you learn to recognize my timing as kindness, not cruelty. I delay some things because you are not ready yet. Not because you are unworthy, but because I love you too much to give you what would harm you prematurely. I protect you with timing. I shape you with waiting. I prepare you with patience. I pray that when your patience is tested by people, by misunderstanding, by betrayal, by slow change, by repeated wounds, you respond with wisdom rather than reactivity. You do not need to absorb every offense or fix every broken thing. Sometimes patience looks like boundaries. Sometimes it looks like silence. Sometimes it looks like walking away without bitterness. I pray that you learn the difference. Patience is not staying where love is absent. It is staying aligned with truth while love does its work. I pray that patience anchors you when your emotions surge. Feelings are real, but they are not rulers. Let patience give you space between impulse and action, between reaction and response. In that space, I meet you. In that space, transformation happens. I pray that your patience matures into peace. Not the peace that depends on circumstances changing, but the peace that comes from knowing you are held even when nothing changes yet. That peace guarded me on the cross. It was not the absence of pain. It was the presence of purpose. I pray that you remember this when endurance feels costly. Suffering endured with me is never empty. Love fills it, meaning grows inside it. Resurrection waits beyond it. I pray that you do not rush your healing. Wounds that are forced closed too quickly often reopen deeper. Let me tend you gently. Let me clean what hurts. Let me take the time needed to restore you fully. Patience with your healing is an act of faith. I pray that you become patient with others as I have been patient with you. I have waited for you. I have walked beside you through missteps, doubts, resistance, and fear. I have not withdrawn my love when you struggled. Let that same patience flow through you, not as obligation, but as gratitude. I pray that your patience becomes a testimony, that others see in you a steadiness that does not panic, a faith that does not fracture under pressure, a grace that does not disappear when tested. Not because you are strong, but because you are rooted. I pray that when the waiting finally ends, and it will, you recognize the person you have become. Stronger, kinder, wiser, more deeply aligned with my heart than you were before. And when impatience returns, as it will, do not shame yourself. Bring it to me, again and again. I am endlessly patient with your learning. My beloved, I am not in a hurry with you. I am not disappointed in your pace. I am not measuring your worth by how quickly you arrive. I am walking with you, step by step, moment by moment, breath by breath. Let your patience be born from love, sustained by trust, and perfected in hope. I am with you in the waiting, always.